What do you think Lizzo's twerk air smell like?
Man, repeat the question.
What do y'all think Lizzo's twerk air smell like?
Twerk her.
Twerk air. When she twerking, what do you think this air coming out of her?
Twerk her. Ain't got nothing
Alex.
to do with it.
Pork chops for 800. Fried pork chops.
Fried. Oh, that sounds delicious. A pork chop sandwich. Burnt pork chop. Oh, Jesus, man. What was that on Judge Mathis for?
Okay.
You a crackhead, sir?
Yeah.
Are you a crackhead, sir?
Man, I'm telling you, Judge Mathis was talking a whole bunch of crap, man. I'm here to real keep it 100. If I ever see Greg
G.
If I ever see Greg Mathis again, I'm telling you.
You gonna do something?
There's gonna be some misunderstanding.
Don't threaten him on camera, man.
No, I'm not.
Enjoy it.
I'm not threatening him. I'm just saying it'll be a misunderstanding.
See, man, you don't hit people, man. You just get a dog and train it to attack in Swahili.
No, man. The real deal. You want to hurt a rich person, take their money.
Definitely.
And that's it. So, but yeah, the whole scenario, man, was Hayward had got this girl that wanted to come into a recording studio. He didn't have his own studio. He was building his studio at the time. So he was like, Randy, can I rent your studio out to do her project until I get mine up and going? I was like, cool, yeah.
Yeah.
And so he was bringing her out, and her mom decided she didn't want to pay the contract anymore. Literally, it was just, she didn't want to pay for it.
Was she a rapper?
The little girl was a rapper.
That's on brand.
And so the little girl was in the booth, and she was like 14, maybe 15. And she was breaking down, like crying, because she didn't understand pre-production is done somewhere else. You don't come to the studio to learn to rap.
Right.
So I was like, look, you really shouldn't be here because you're wasting your money and your time.
Right, because you must pay for this time you just sit there.
The time, if you're in the booth for 2 hours and you cry for an hour and a half,
I need that.
I don't know what to tell you. You know what I'm saying?
Them tears cost.
Right, extremely.
Yeah.
And so the mom was feeling like her daughter wasn't getting anything done.
She wasn't.
Because she wasn't.
Right.
Right? So she stopped paying. So Hayward went downtown to Hamilton County, sued her. Well, Mathis found out that that's all his people do is comb little places like that, different counties.
Definitely.
And they invited us to come up to the show. So I'm there as a witness, right? Mm-hmm. And the whole time, man, it was comedy. Bruh.
That show was comedy, bruh.
If ever I wondered if there was reality in television, in reality TV, the Mathis show broke it down for me. It's not. There's none.
Everything is scripted. You still got to keep some type of control. We
were in the green rooms. So they had mom and daughter in one green room, me, Hayward in another green room. Then they had a producer going back and forth. And they was literally like...
hyping it?
Literally. Like, Hayward was like, I had invited her moms to my wedding, and she came, and I'm not saying that she needed to bring a gift, but she came flat empty-handed, and she was like, the wedding wasn't even a real wedding. Like, it was like... So they was going back and telling her what Hayward had said, coming back telling him, just to get the hype of the fight. I'm like, what this got to do with recording? So I'm kind of confused because I thought, until this point, I thought this was all real. No. You know what I'm saying? So we walk into court, and I'm like, are they gonna, raise your right hand kind of thing? Oh, and then
we want you to lie.
They gave us some paperwork, and I'm reading it, and I'm like, oh my God, I thought this was court. It's not.
It's TV, man.
No. It's an arbitrary meeting. So Judge Mathis was a judge in Michigan, but we were in Chicago. Right? Judge, like president, like colonel, it's a title that you keep for the rest of your life. Yeah. Ever a judge, always a judge. So he can go by Judge Mathis.
Like Dr. Phil.
Like Dr. Phil. He still has a practice. But if he don't. He doesn't. If he didn't, he still can go by doctor because he was once a doctor.
Because you was.
He has reached the degree that says he's a doctor.
Right.
So, anyway, there's a part in the video where you see me and I'm just like, oh hell.
Realizing it.
Like I realized the scam.
Man. So that's the thing about, man. rappers never trust a rapper to tell the truth, man. A lot of rappers is liars, man. That's just how that works, man.
I think pretty much most people in the entertainment field have exaggerated. I think most people in general in business exaggerate.
Everybody. Let
me
me bring it in real quick though, man.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, man, we back, man. I know it's been a couple many minutes, man. But yeah, man, we back. Now I'm talking about radio. 91.7, you need to be tuning in each and every Wednesday at 11 a.m. on 91.7. WVXU. We back, man. We in the house, man. It's been a little while. Make sure you check us out on Instagram. Now I'm talking about radio. YouTube. Now I'm talking about radio. That's NOMTOMBOUT radio. NOMTOMBOUT radio. This episode is sponsored by Type-ish. You already know that's my other brand, Type Clothing. Make sure you get you some. Put it on your back, man. The summer is coming. You're going to need something to cover your nipples. So why not a Type shirt? What else did I want to tell you? Bringing in the show, man. I hope everybody is good. We ain't talked to you since last year.
Wow.
Yeah. It's been, man. I had caught COVID and pneumonia. It's the new burgers and fries, man. You don't just catch one no more. You got to get both of them.
Well, yeah, you want to be efficient. You don't
not efficient at all.
That's
man.
not efficient.
But I did. I know you probably saying, hey, why does he look so dapper? I lost 20 pounds because of that, man. In 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That's better than smoking crack.
A lot of that is water weight, too.
Hey, whatever it is, my clothes fit different. My breast, I think I went down a cup size.
Okay.
That's what's up, man. So I'm happy. But yeah, man, we back in the house, man. Before I introduce my guests, we got a couple more guests on the way. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I need you to like, subscribe, share to this channel right here. Now I'm talking about radio, YouTube. Now I'm talking about radio, Instagram. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Hit the bell in the corner so you can get notifications. And make sure, like I said, you like, because it's very important that you like it. It helps us to get more shares, help us to reach more people with this entertaining, informational content, man. I do have a guest here with me today. I like to interview people or have conversations with people who part of the infrastructure of music business, of hip-hop. So introduce yourself, guest.
Oh, my gosh.
And kind of tell them what you do.
Okay. Well, first off, I'm Randy Alexander. I own and operate Up Close and Personal Recording Studios. What do? I do sound.
For who?
Oh, wow. Well, I'm the official sound person at the Avenue in Mount Healthy. So over the last, 5-6 years that I've been there, I have worked with Cardi.
Yeah.
Migos.
Yeah.
2 Chainz, Black Youngster, Gotti. It sounds like I'm just dropping names, but
these are all people who be there.
Yeah.
If you ever been in the Avenue and up there by the VIP booths, it's the one in the middle. That's the sound booth. You probably ain't even seen him back there. He probably was back there playing Angry Birds. They don't be paying no attention to y'all. But yeah, man, sound man for the Avenue. Yeah. Take them back even further. Oh
man, we can go back to the Mad Frog.
Yeah.
We can go back. That's where I met Crack Sauce.
Yeah.
Miss T. #1 Dirtbag. You know what I'm saying?
Dirtbag, yeah.
Beige Team.
Steezo and Hoodie.
Man, yeah. So but that all came about with the link up of Scandal to Ruckus.
Shout out to Scandal. Rest in peace to Scandal,
you know man.
He should be here for this conversation right now.
He is here.
Yeah.
That's, real talk, because he put so many hands in my hand that became our relationship. I met you guys with Crack Sauce at the Mad Frog, and it was like...
Many minutes ago.
It was like, to me, I came from jazz and R&B. When he asked me to link up to do the open mic with him, he said, I want really, 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 really great sound, not just good sound. I want these cats to feel what it's like when somebody's on a real production stage. And I was like, okay, let's have some fun with it. And I had never heard of the open mic at the time. Mm-hmm. So I thought, like, who in the world's gonna do like karaoke mic, rap? I figured it was gonna last maybe maybe a week. Mm-hmm. A year in, when we had our first anniversary, I was like, I cannot believe this lasted a year. It was
an outlet,
bruh.
Yeah,
and it really showed me how many artists didn't have anywhere to go.
Right.
You know, growing up in Cincinnati, we got a bad rap 1,000 years ago, and we haven't outlived it. People truly believe WKRP is right here in Cincinnati, and that we're backwards like that.
Shout out to Tim Reed, man.
Right. Venus Flytrap,
Yeah.
Johnny Fever, and them. I've traveled the world, and when people find out I'm from Cincinnati, they're like, "Oh, WKRP," and I'm like, "No, that wasn't real." Okay, we are a bunch of country bumpkins. Music without Cincinnati wouldn't be music. Entertainment without Ohio wouldn't be entertainment.
Atlanta music scene would not be popping
exist
without
because
Cincinnati, bro.
They came from here.
Bruh, I be hearing people talk about all the time, like, Atlanta people be like, stop coming here, bro, we full. I'm like, well, give us back Babyface and L.A. Reid then.
Right.
That's if you don't know, man, Babyface and L.A. Reid, well, at least L.A. Reid I know for sure is from Cincinnati, Ohio. He actually went to Hughes.
Face was from Indianapolis, I believe. Indiana, I know that.
Yeah.
But I used to record at TKO Recording Studio where the Deal used to practice.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like...
And if you never heard of the Deal was a group that L.A. Reid and Babyface was in. It was a guy who used to play piano with them, attorney Carl Lewis. You can look through the scroll down, man. We got an interview with attorney Carl Lewis. Also, he came to a crossroads where he could either go on the road with the Deal or go to college and practice his law. And he chose to do law, but he used to play piano for them.
I mean, growing up in Cincinnati, like Midnight Star, Calloway Brothers.
Yeah.
A couple of Midnight Star members lived out in Coleraine, which is where I grew up.
Mm-hmm.
So as a kid growing up, I knew like Bo Watson, you know, but I didn't know him as Bo Watson from Midnight Star. I knew him as the cat that always had all them brothers around at the basketball court. Mm-hmm. I mean, not to be funny, but Babyface used to wear a leather coat, bro, all year long. Drove like a Datsun. You know what I'm saying?
Why?
That was his thing. That was just his thing. It wasn't Babyface like Babyface, the Babyface. He was Kenny. Mm-hmm. And so we would all be playing basketball or whatever. And I'm just a little kid and I'm watching these, at the time, a couple years older than me. So I'm kind of standing back. It was years later. I'm like, I know that kid.
Yeah, that's Babyface.
No, it was Kenny. It wasn't even Babyface back then.
Yeah.
Like, it was funny, and then when I heard the story of how he got the name Babyface, I was like, that makes so much sense. Bootsy gave it to him.
Really?
Bootsy told Kenny, he was like, boy, you got such a baby face. And it stuck.
We need Bootsy on the show, man.
Yeah, man.
If you know Bootsy, man, we're going to get you on the show, Bootsy.
Yeah, Bootsy. Bootsy is like a godfather. For real.
Sometimes I feel sorry for Bootsy, man, because it's just like, there's some people who go to a certain level of stardom where certain things about them that they can't do. Like he can't just go out in public without them glasses or that hat on. Like Snoop Dogg, if Snoop Dogg was to come out and cut his hair, if he had a fade, people would be like,
what in the world? Right. It's become part of his trademark.
Yeah.
He's not, watch this, not like Mike, but similar. Mike couldn't go to Disney World without renting out Disney World.
Or getting in a whole suit.
Exactly.
A costume.
And so Bootsy has got that around town, but at the same token, similar to like a Dave Chappelle, you just might see Bootsy at City Trend.
What you doing here, Bootsy?
And he gonna
buying
be cool
clothes,
with
baby. Gotta get the new pants, baby.
You know, he's gonna be cool with it.
Baba.
And that's the thing. I think a lot of times celebrities get caught up in reading their own press. Mm-hmm. And those are the ones that, to become asinine and whatever it is they're doing. And you're like, really? Like, there's one particular artist that for the longest, I didn't even listen to his group's music because of the way he treated us backstage at the Riverfront Festival. It took me years to come back to, and I mean...
Say the name, bro. Don't just be out here, man.
It was Larry Blackman, bro, from Cameo.
Yeah.
He came off stage like, man, I ain't got time for nobody. I just got finished, doing this set. Get out my face. And I'm like, bro, we the people who got you, the reason you're on that stage, Right. And I'm not saying bum rush him at Kroger.
But sometimes that's how you feel. You come off stage, you be sweaty. I don't know what his funk level was like, but I used to be a funk fest.
I get that.
I come off stage, man, You're gonna zone yourself out.
And please believe me, as a performer, I know that first 5 minutes 10 minutes when you come off stage,
You gotta come down.
You gotta come down off of that high.
Yeah, man. You in a whole
But
different spot, man.
after that, please also even when you come off stage and somebody bum rush you, you still got that high. Like, give me 5 minutes. But there's a way you can say it. It's not get out of my face, give me a blunt so I can go here because I don't want to deal with you. That's not what you do to your audience. So it really left a really sour taste in my mouth. But on the flip side, I met Jaheim.
Hold on, real quick.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Because these the other guests.
Okay.
You outside?
Yep.
All right, come in. You know how to get in, right?
Yep.
Come in the bottom way and come all the way back to the performing area.
All right, bet.
All right. We got some other guests coming through, man. Give them a little second. They coming through. They ain't rappers, but they late like rappers, man.
They late like rappers. But like Jaheim came off stage, same, venue, and he had a big smile on his face, and I'm like, bro, you seem to be enjoying. He was like, I just made more money in 45 minutes than most of these people out here making a year. So how can I not be in a good mood? And I'm like, wow, night and day difference between him and Cameo. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, man. Some people
just stay humble is all I say. You living the life, the dream for some people. You ain't got to be cocky about it. Just have fun with it.
Yeah.
Some artists that I wouldn't want to work with again because of their attitudes. It's like, here I'm handing you a mic. Let's keep it 100.
Mm-hmm.
You about to go out on stage and you want to be crappy to me.
I'll make you sound bad.
I'll make you straight. Don't ever underestimate the power of the sound man.
Yeah. You don't want to have a bad relationship with the sound man. I'll
That's
put all these highs.
Buy me a drink. Offer, even if I don't accept it. Usually I get free drinks, but offer. You know what I'm saying? Come up, get to know your sound person. That's some of the best advice I give artists I work with.
Who's some of the people you got to interact with at the Avenue?
Oh man,
What's
that I
good?
liked or that I didn't.
You can sit in the middle, or he can sit in the middle. The other guy can sit over here. What's good with y'all?
How y'all want to do it? I can scoot over.
How you doing?
What's good, bro?
Get my stuff out of the way.
We got the guests coming in right now, man.
Oh, you gonna sit there?
Yeah, I see.
That's what they do. That's what they do.
So we kind of was already having a conversation. Come in so you can get in the shot a little bit more, bro. Scoot in a little bit more too, Randy.
That better?
Yeah, I think we all good, man. Yeah, man. Like I say, man, this is the Now I'm Talking About Radio Show, 91.7 WVXU. Check us out each and every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Now I'm talking about, we just had some guests come in, man. Since we was mid-conversation, go ahead and introduce yourself real quick, man.
This is Jay Sticks.
This is Jay Raheem. Nice to meet you guys.
They don't know what J-Sticks mean. What you do, bro?
Oh, man, I play drums.
Man, if he didn't play drums, that would be really weird. Like, let's say he was a golfer.
Yeah.
Or his name was Jay Sticks. Or
Or
let's say he set up lights or something.
Sell drumsticks or
insurance,
something. That'd be interesting.
But yeah, I produce, play drums.
Okay.
No, bro.
I'm the music director for the Vault.
No, this dude plays the drums, man. Plays the drums. You might know him from Off Key. You might know him from a gang of places. You might know him from the Fix.
You
You used to play with Fix, right?
Yeah. Fix,
Deuces, man. Rest in peace to Dwayne.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's one of the
used
coldest
to play with
drummers.
Deuces?
Yes, sir.
With Dwayne in there, man? Yeah, I've done something with you guys, probably.
Yeah, had to. You look familiar.
Yeah, dig that. Because the city ain't that big,
Yeah.
Sure.
and the fact that he
Definitely
came,
not.
look, he was all humble with, I play, little drums. He must play well. Because the ones
Man,
that
this
don't
dude-
play well
this
are
dude
the
is
ones that be
crazy
like,
with
yo,
it.
I'm a drummer, they be all up.
The
Wow.
passion, man. I remember we used to all be in the studio, BTS Studios out in Fairfield, man. It'd be 3 o'clock in the morning. This man's playing like it's 2 in the afternoon. Passion.
That's when the love
Introduce
is there.
yourself.
Once again, I am Jay Raheem. I am a soul R&B singer. I am the singer on the track on the Vault coming up pretty soon.
That's funny, man.
Yeah, that's me.
I just
That's
dropped
me.
a project called Vault, except I'm sure got a completely different state because ours is every track on the project is at least 15 years old. Like it literally was sitting on a hard drive. I'm like, we need to just go ahead and drop it. So we just dropped it.
So that's what you were talking about. You dropped yesterday.
No, that was a completely different project.
I was about to say that's crazy.
Yeah,
right there.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Yeah.
Everybody on the same wave right now.
Yeah. Just putting it out.
Everybody
Just,
on the same wave.
and it has sat there for so long. We was like, look, let's redo all the tracks. We love the tracks. The music's dated. So she was like, well, let's go ahead and put it out. Put it aside. And I'm like, I'm not putting it aside. It's old to us.
Yeah. But it's new to other people, man.
So we put it out, and the deal is it's the vault, and then we're going to have a vault 2, and that's going to follow up and redo all the tracks from the original EP project. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
You want to know something crazy? So here's what's crazy. So we're actually dropping our album next week, and it's titled The Vault Volume 1. And then in like November, October, November, we're going to drop a Vault Volume 2.
Yeah.
So that's crazy.
Yeah.
Y'all might want to get what he want to mix.
Great minds think alike.
Man, it's the sound man. This dude do all the sound at the Avenue.
Oh, yeah, I already know. I'm here.
Yeah, it's all about, and that's the thing. Like in Cincinnati, too many people don't want to link up.
That's right.
It's
That's
a big-ass ball
right.
we trying to get rolling. If everybody push a little bit, the ball will roll easy.
You remember that skit? Who was it? I think it was on Dave Chappelle when the dude got a job.
Oh, yeah.
And they was like, man, he got a job. I'm so proud of him. Let's rob it. Yeah, son. That's how Cincinnati is. They be like, man, he's so talented. F that in.
Yeah.
We literally just
we
had the conversation about it.
Cincinnati is, man, if ever there was a city that was so backwards. But at the same token, because we have you hear people say this, and I've heard it my whole life. If you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere. Not true. If you can make it in Cincinnati, you can make it anywhere. See, New York got one thing we don't have. It's called opportunity.
There you go.
They got opportunity. Only thing we know to do here is work.
Yeah.
So you come here, and our work ethic is through the roof.
When we go somewhere else,
Other people
like,
be like,
what?
Y'all
putting all that work in? Yeah, let's go to the club. And we like, bro, we only got 2 more days. And they're like, yeah.
Right, how long can you stay? But like, our product since we consumers of every other region and culture, so like, a lot of times, our stuff be such a mixture that we be ahead and behind at the same time. It's like the start and stop point on a circle. It's the beginning and the end.
Watch this. True story. First city that slaves came to when they were free was Cincinnati.
It still got that energy.
Everybody know that. But wait. What has held more people of color back than anything is the Jim Crow laws. And Jim Crow, the real person, grew up in Cincinnati. If that's not a dichotomy and an explanation of our city, the most Afrocentric city in the world should be Cincinnati.
Right.
Yet it's the city that produced Jim Crow. Come on, I mean.
And one of the top killers of black people,
Yeah.
Porkopolis.
Yeah.
Love pork chops out here, man.
Yeah. Well,
Y'all still eat pork?
I do on Tuesdays, but it must have ended R. Only, like. Oh.
Man, we gonna get more into what they do and everything, but we got games that we play on the show, man. I'm a big game person, man. Musical games, hip hop trivia. You can catch it on the Type podcast. Make sure you check that out. It's right there is where you should go right there to check that out. But we play a game called In My Bag. What's gonna happen is I got some little questions inside this bag, and who wanna go first and just pick a question out of here? It ain't nothing crazy. It's music-based on this. Sometimes there's some wild stuff in there, just not today.
Okay.
Hold on, you want to go next?
Okay. Wow.
Look, I'm gonna address this one time for the record. This your boy William, Ricky Rouse. Excuse me. A lot of people want to know why I left the 85 South show so abruptly. The truth is that the boss had a little bad sriracha shrimp the night before. Yeah, and my guts had started to bubble like rosé, like Bel Air. And I knew I had to get up out of there. The boss had to go. I had to boo-boo harder than I ever have. Oh, that's boss. My stomach was making that sound. It sounded like somebody was moving school desk in my stomach. So I went back home to my apartment. I ain't even go to my real crib. I went home to my apartment and took a boo-boo. The toilet bowl looked like a Dalmatian bat when I was done. I might not even get my deposit back. Huh, boss. Shout out to the 85 South Show.
Is Jay-Z really the GOAT or overrated? Ooh. Who wants to answer that one first?
I know how I feel.
I mean,
Jay-Z
it depends
the
on.
GOAT?
Well, for me, it depends on how you want to look at it. Like,
Yeah.
if you want to like it's almost the same argument as LeBron.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like everybody wants to argue, well, LeBron can't be the GOAT because he didn't do da 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 da. Well, I beg to differ because I look at his overall success. He started as XYZ and now he's this through using this type of platform. So Jay-Z used hip hop to build his empire, whether people like it or not. And everything that he has around it as far as his business ventures and everything surround hip hop. His clothes, his liquor, his everything. Anything he sells or anything with a Jay-Z stamp on it revolves around hip hop. So I consider him the GOAT as of right now.
I agree with that, but I do have I think the
Even
problem
his music
is
catalog speaks for itself.
Jay-Z is a dichotomy, not to keep using the same word, but he's a person and he is a figurehead for a corporation of people. He's not one person on one aspect. When you say Jay-Z, his name is attached to so many. He doesn't sit there and run every company.
Of course not.
No.
Right.
But
he knew
neither
which
does
ones to
Diddy.
choose, right?
But
You know.
neither does Diddy.
Oh yeah, most that. I'm not. No. What I'm saying is, I think sometimes people want to say he's not the GOAT or this person is, and they're looking at him like as one person. He took his avenue of music, and he's doing all kinds of things that so many people who are saying that he ain't a GOAT just hating.
Yeah.
Because if
leveraged himself.
you know, it's kind of like when you go to the gas station and you look like, damn, $3.49 a gallon. It was only $3.19 yesterday. If it was your station, where would you have it at? If you owned it, would you have it at $3.49 or $3.19? So when you put it in perspective of if it was you, would you be doing things differently than Jay-Z? Maybe some, but at the same token, you would want his success. So if you want his success, don't hate on him. Yes, GOAT, definitely. I'm going to say yes, GOAT.
I think he one of the coldest. He's definitely one of the coldest to leverage his rap career, like you said, and use it to like propel itself out of rap. Like I think Jay-Z always knew in his head, like I'm not gonna rap for forever, man.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
if
always
you
about
don't,
the bigger picture.
if
Definitely.
you don't, then my question for you is how big is your plan? How big is your brand?
I really feel like how Jay-Z is operating right now is probably the smartest way to do it coming out of hip hop.
What you mean?
As far as like he got his feet.
Let's get you into the frame a little bit more. Hug that. We want people to see you.
He got his feet at the table, at one of the biggest tables and music.
And then he let his talent shine.
And he created that tape.
Yeah,
Right.
they actually is starting to build the table around him.
Yeah.
Like look at the Super Bowl performance.
Yeah.
That speaks for itself. Like you get at the table and then you automatically do that. You did something that nobody could never do as far as hip hop. So yes, you are considered the GOAT. No matter if you know what I'm saying, Jay-Z, I'm not a big fan as far as like musically wise, because I got hit late at the end of the day because I wasn't really listening to hip hop. So it's like I got to the point late, but when I got to the Jay-Z point where I actually started listening to him, listening to his lyrics, dude is a lyrical genius.
I think
he did what he's supposed to do. So I consider him the GOAT.
He's so famous now that it's like, you ever meet somebody so famous that you think they don't do like regular stuff? Like imagine Jay-Z taking a dump.
Why? Well,
But see,
But like you can't. It's almost unfathomable.
I'm a nurse,
No,
so
it's-
I'm gonna have to say I know
I
for a
wouldn't-
fact he has to.
but see,
So,
I wouldn't say it's
Say
about
Nate?
him being famous. It's more so it's his power.
Yeah.
It's not even about him being famous at this point. We already know he's famous.
I think people trip on the
It's
term
the power.
GOAT in general because you're saying greatest of all time, right? And so, like, I can't remember the cat's name. He used to play Tarzan back in the day, right? And he was an Olympic swimmer. He was a gold medal winner. His times wouldn't even compete in high school today. So there's high school kids out swimming a gold medal Olympic swimmer.
Whenever you first
And
to
so-
do something, people gonna start capitalizing off of it and making it better.
At that
man.
time, wouldn't he have been the greatest? If he won gold in the Olympics,
Yeah.
but now he wouldn't even compete in high school, we've evolved. So
it
you
ain't,
can't
it ain't
really
never
say
one.
it's
It ain't
the-
never one goat.
It's
I agree.
It's generational. goals.
I totally agree.
Like
with
I
that.
just had this
like
this conversation.
Muhammad Ali versus
Floyd.
Floyd or anybody
Like-
Tyson.
like that
Who
goes-
would have taken it? You can't really compare because they were two entirely different
But
fighters.
that's the not to try to break you off, but that's the term of the world. Regardless, end of the day, they always trying to put somebody in comparison with somebody else,
Right.
and that's the
When they
that's
both
the,
were
that's the problem
Kings
of
of
the
their
world.
right. Yeah, I agree.
I feel like you have, like I said, it's generational goals. You have the kings of that time. Like it's just like the whole Jordan,
yep.
Kobe, LeBron argument. Okay,
Oh, right.
In the '90s, Jordan was the GOAT. We all know that. In the 2000s, Kobe was the GOAT. We all know that. 2010 and so far, it's been LeBron. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with boxing, like you said, it was Muhammad Ali. You can go up, then you say Tyson, then you can go up and you can say Floyd. Like you can keep going. Like it's generational.
And if you couldn't, that would be a bigger problem.
Mm-hmm.
That means we didn't evolve the sport. That means Muhammad Ali was the greatest in 1972,
and nobody
ever beat his.
Yeah.
You know, but you got to remember, Muhammad Ali set a standard, a level, and the next cats that followed him, they didn't start it. They started here on his shoulders.
Exactly.
Right.
And a real GOAT has no. To me, being a real GOAT is kind of like being a father. I want my children
to be better,
to do better than me, bro.
I
You
feel like
started on these shoulders.
The only
you-
way to be, to go generations and generations of being a GOAT is to give to the new GOATs. Like Gucci. People say Gucci
Yes.
is like,
you have to pass it down.
yeah, man. And he put on so many people that you the GOAT to so many people that you become like a infinite GOAT. It's not just generation. So who was some of the most overrated and underrated artists
Cardi.
to y'all? Cardi overrated
Cardi
or
is
underrated?
definitely
Over.
Over.
And she be out here getting that back. Hold on, bro, because they trying to play with me, man. Every time we get into something, y'all can keep going. We got
Okay.
all those.
But it's one of those things where it's like, okay, so if you want to say overrated, majority of the artists now are overrated.
You know what? It
Why?
makes me.
Why do you say that?
It makes me question. What are we rating anymore? You know what I mean?
and
Like back in the day.
that's how overrated it is.
Back in the day, platinum meant you sold 1 million copies to 1 million people. Now platinum means 1 million people downloaded your downloaded. Wait,
More
what?
than 1 million people now. It ain't
You
even
know-
fair.
But
It-
see,
it-
well, okay, so here's
And
the
wait, watch this. Back in the day, you sold 1 million units, they went out the door. And then it became, if your distributor made 1 million copies, you went platinum.
Yeah, if you just ordered 1 million
right.
copies, you was already platinum.
They went platinum. So even if they end up in the $5 bin at Walmart, you went platinum?
I heard that's
That was
how
just paperwork.
Taylor Swift
It didn't
went
really
platinum.
mean the same. So
And see, it go back what you were saying about what are we rating. Like, me and him have this conversation all the time. Like, I remember back in the day when you was trying to get signed or when you was trying to get put on, you legitly had to, one, either know somebody, or two, your talent really had to speak for itself to the point where somebody had to get you.
Yeah.
Nowadays, anybody with a microphone and a computer can release some music and say I'm an artist. And like you said, if my song gets played or downloaded 1 million times, I'm platinum and I'm somebody.
and you right.
And-
And
and-
it could be garbage.
And it
But
can be garbage.
that comes for real. That comes with when I brung up this before. I made a status on Facebook. I said, when did it come important to pay for likes and followers? Because that what gets you to really in the world now. That's what gets you even looked at.
That blue check.
The world has
blue
changed so much. Elvis Presley went platinum without ever being on the internet. And people today don't understand the work that they took to get there, because you had to have talent. You know what I mean?
You had
was,
to.
You was connected with somebody who had talent. And I say that because, like,
Even the technology made it so you had to have talent. Like, it wasn't no takes. If you had to make a take, you had to do the whole song over. So you really had to be cold. The whole band in the room with you. Everybody had to just be on it. Now,
It's not about talent now. It's about popularity.
It's popularity.
Say that again. It's about what?
Popularity.
Huh? Okay.
I mean, I had to say it right. Popularity, bro.
Popularity. Popularity. Who is he? Who daddy is that?
But nah, like, and this is what my whole vision is behind like my music and everything. Like, I'm trying to take us back to the days of Motown. Like, you got to be a real musician to be a producer type of thing. Like,
yeah, but you know what? In Cincinnati, I'm gonna say this. Maybe I'm gonna step on some toes or whatever. I hope not. I'm not doing it on purpose. But a lot of the producers in Cincinnati,
hey man,
I'm gonna say it. A lot of the producers in Cincinnati really want to be artists, and they couldn't find a producer who would produce them the way they wanted to be produced. So they started producing themselves.
Sometimes it comes out of necessity.
I agree. I see it being a producer in Cincinnati who became an artist. I became an artist because I couldn't find an artist I wanted to work with, and it irritated me. So I finally built my own recording studio, and now I get the right to sit back and do what I love to do. And I have artists come through, and they're like, man, I love being in your studio. You make me feel this way, blah, blah. Yeah, because this is what I want. Give me $1 billion and say, Randy, behind the mic or in front of it. All day long, I'm going to choose behind it.
Bro.
That's where I want to be. Find an artist that wants to be over there and hook them up with a producer like me. You're going to create magic. In this city, we got too many producers who really want to be artists. So then when they work with an artist, the artist gets the short end of the stick because the cat is really like, no, do it like this, bro. You messing it up. Like, well, then why don't you just go ahead and do it yourself?
That makes sense.
We need to let people do what you do the best you can at what you do, but figure out what it is you do. And again, in Cincinnati, the opportunities are so limited.
The opportunity is not limited. We limit ourselves by with the way that we execute on like networking and stuff. I kind of want y'all to get into what y'all done. I want you to name some more of your credits, bro, because this dude right here is crazy.
Well, a lot of my credits really come from when we were, well, I ain't gonna say when, coming from my band Off Key. We did a lot, played behind a lot of people, the group Player that was signed to Timbaland and Genuine, we played behind him.
Cheers to you.
We played behind Christopher Williams, R&B singer in the 90s.
Yeah.
You know, Marcus Canty, that was on X Factor. Right now, we're actually the current band for Speedwall and Aaron Ray.
And Aaron Ray is part of the Callaway family, right?
Yes.
Yeah. We was just talking about that earlier.
Who signed the Interscope. So that's just a few of our credits. Other than, we did like little commercials for like VH1. Been in movies.
Talk about what the movie you was in.
I was in the movie Miles Ahead, Don Cheadle.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's what's up.
What did you do? Stop playing, bruh.
See, be the quiet one.
I played drums in the movie.
That was a stretch for you, wasn't it?
I mean,
having to play the drums, like you probably had never done it before.
I know, right? It was so new to me.
Sticks.
But nah, like
that was a black guy on Happy Days, wasn't it? The only black guy ever on Happy Days was a drummer named Sticks.
Swear to God.
Real talk. Swear
to God. That's facts. Like I know that's because of my granddaddy. Like that's swear to God. But I try to be humble about it. But like me and my band, we've done a lot within the last 8 years.
That's what's up.
And we don't want to toot our own horns, but we've accomplished a lot here. Worked with a lot of people. Played at almost every venue in the city.
Y'all one of them groups that when people come to the city and they need a backline, that's what it's called.
Backline or backup band.
Yeah, backup band. Y'all one of the people they call, man, because they know y'all on point, man. I wish Cam could have been here. He part of the group
I
too.
wish the rest of the camp could be here. Cameron Brown on guitar. Who was a
First time I played with Cam, I was like, "Who is this cat?
Stupid.
This fool,
Cam's
you
sick,
know,
man.
This fool is sitting here hitting licks like
Like
and
it
it
ain't
was
nothing.
it was like effortless.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you another cat that's like that. Local cat, Mike Cobb, bass player for Bootsy. Mike and I go back to grade school. I actually put the first bass in his hand. Like, here, try this. But when I watch Mike play, it's just like when he come to my house, I put my bass away. Like he's never. I got one bass
Tuck
that
your
I
chain?
right, man. I put it up because I feel like it's disrespect. Yeah, but when he
kill my bass.
right when he play, bro, it's just like the look on his face almost says like, "Why are y'all impressed with this? I'm just having fun." It just looked like it's effortless.
That's when you know it's real.
Cam
that's,
is
that's
like
how
that.
Cam is, bro. And Cam, I want Cam to come on the show, but if you ever heard the song "Never Come Down" by Anderson .Paak, he the one who played the bass line on there. Right?
No, he played the guitar.
He played the guitar on "Never Come Down," man. So, I tell people about y'all all the time, man. So, yeah, and kind of run down what you come from.
Me, I just started doing like real music, like taking it serious in 2019. I've been really singing all my life as far as like gospel and inside the church. That's how I met Jonathan. You know what I'm saying? Me and Jonathan been together since we was kids
that's
running
his-
around in the
that-
church.
that his real name?
Oh, that's his real
How you
name.
gonna
My
give him his
bad.
government name like
My
that?
bad.
No,
I forgot. My bad. Sticks. But
That's how you know he know me.
He called him by his government. They go, wait.
my bad. But yeah, though. So I come from that type of saying. I just now really started to really take serious. I went through a little stage. I had a group before, called BTB. I don't know if they known in the city or whatever, but I went through a little tough stage with them, and I was really gonna give up. Like music ain't for me. This is what it went that bad.
With Kyrie?
Yeah, Kyrie.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was cool, whatever, whoop-de-whoop. So, next you know, I ended up bumping into him. He said, man, you need to come and link up, do our thing. And then ever since we linked up, we started making magic. And it started really getting me, bringing the love back into the music, because the music that I'm trying to create is that real neo old soul back. Because I got an old soul, and the music, the R&B today is just, it's not R&B. It's like, and they take the rhythm of blues out of it. The rhythm of blues out of R&B. And it's just, it's cool and all. Don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna dock it. I'm not gonna do none of that. But it's just,
It ain't the same thing.
It's not music.
It's not what you right.
It's
right.
not
It's
the
not what
real.
I feel
it's
that.
not the real content that when it comes to rhythm and blues. So that's what I'm trying to bring it back. I'm trying to really. I don't really have big credits because I'm just now starting. But
Yeah.
I only big name I probably ever did anything with was Dwayne, and that's because my brother here. So it's like that's the only credit I can really account for right now.
Rest in
So
peace
who-
to my boy. Reese.
Yeah, rest in peace. For
So
sure.
like, what type of sound is that R&B sound that like need to be recreated? Because everybody talk about how
Motown.
it changed. So you want to go that far back?
But what I mean by that is,
but-
I'm gonna tell you what I mean by that. I don't mean as far as the actual sound. I mean as far as the feeling.
Can I throw one? Can I? The quality is missing.
There you go. That
Definitely.
too.
The quality of the music that they produced, man. I mean, you can read if you just read the lyrics of some Motown hits, you can see somebody's life.
yeah.
It's
You
a
know what I'm
story
saying?
being told.
It wasn't
You
just
felt the music.
I was kicking it with this girl and had a really good time. No, it was I was kicking it with this girl on this one track. We went to church on this track.
Yep.
It was breakfast, and so we talk about breakfast, and then we had lunch a little bit later.
The
And then one
next
time we
track-
went to the park. You know what I'm saying?
Next
One
track
time we was
broke up with
fighting.
me.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Whereas music today is almost one-sided. It's I just want to hit this real quick. Kick it with this girl of it, and
Spend some money.
I'm gonna spend some money. She gonna try to beat me out my money. We gonna fight. We gonna make up on Facebook. What? Come on, man. Whatever.
It's like
Have you ever
like
kissed? Go, my bad.
My bad. Go ahead. It's like they really don't care about
Lyrical content.
It's like the lyrics just really went outside the door. It's really much all about something that you can dance to. The beat. It's all about that. What you do on the pad. I mean, it's cool, but it's like.
Have you ever had the producer or the artist say, especially the producer, let me say it like that, man, when I get a little bit better equipment, I'm gonna be able. What? Please stop. Barry Gordy had 8 tracks.
Yeah,
Okay,
Yeah.
8. Count them. 8 tracks, and they produced hit after hit after hit.
And you
It's
got
not
to
the
think,
equipment.
back then, 8 tracks was a lot.
Bruh.
Shit. You had to have money to have that.
Exactly. Like, okay, y'all grew up with people having recording studios in their house. That was unheard of in the
back then.
80s. So if it was unheard of in the 80s, you know it was unheard of in the 50s and 60s.
Yeah.
But too much access, it watered down the talent because now you don't have
Now
to.
you're using
You
the
gotta-
technology.
When we
It's
talking about the
right.
little girl,
Yeah.
she come to the studio, pay her money to write her rhymes. Nah, bro, you supposed to come to the studio already ready. Like, you got to buy the whole reel of tape. You can't be messed up. Like, but it's so much access, man. Think about how many musicians Fruity Loops put out of business.
When I tell you I have this conversation with a lot of people, when and I hope I don't get in trouble saying this. When niggas got a hold of software, it didn't matter what type of software it was or what software it is.
Yeah.
It didn't matter. When niggas got a hold of software and niggas found out what they could do with it, oh, I can quantize this and oh, that's a beat. Oh, I could hook this mic up to this. Ooh, let me grab this.
But watch
Oh, I
this.
can record.
I'm gonna take it back a little. I'm gonna take it back a little bit further than that.
You're not fired.
I'm gonna take it back a little bit further than that. When the sampler came out, the world changed.
I wouldn't count that.
Why? But because you weren't there. Watch this. Let me break it down to you. Prior to the sampler coming out, I had to call my bass player.
Right?
Prior to the sampler coming out, I had to call a drummer.
Okay.
Okay?
I get you.
So now I got this technology, and it was a double-edged sword. Watch this. I could wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning and be like, let me put this together real quick because it's in my head. I didn't have to call my bass player, my drummer, my keyboards. I could just do it all right here. But then what happened was our music became one. When you had to have a bass player, a keyboardist, a drummer, a guitarist, you also had a lot of personality and a lot of people putting a little bit into the flavor.
And that's the
Now I
energy
got
you need
this
behind that track.
one-sided production because there's one cat,
person.
and it became financially advantageous because if I have to call a bass player and a guitar,
I gotta pay you.
I got to pay them. But if it's just me, when the check come in,
That's my
I'm
money.
paid.
Yeah, exactly.
Every time new technology come out, somebody lose
That's
a
very
job.
true. That's very
Every
So
time.
it's the same thing you're saying, but it went back even further
Yeah.
when, and then here's the biggest thing. Okay, watch this. I do sound for rock groups constantly. I do sound for bluegrass groups. I couldn't tell you the last time I did sound for a black or R&B band that is just an R&B band, not a group of fellas that came together for this show, but a band.
That's a whole lot.
And wait, and when I say that, I mean one that's doing original music, not one that's a cover band. There's so many cover bands in this region that's when I hear it's an R&B band. Oh, okay, it's
Covers.
Covers.
You're not thinking live.
I'm gonna tell you again, when we just dropping names of local people, there's a cat up in Dayton, Rick Sexton, saxophonist.
Cold.
This brother
Shout out
put a
to Rick.
show together,
Shout out Rick, man. Did it
and I was like, wait a minute, hold up. It was the music. My son at 20 would have enjoyed it, and my mom in her 70s would have enjoyed it. And me in the middle, I enjoyed it. I'm like, wow, his energy was through the roof, and this was his band that he performs with. It wasn't a group of people he pulled together, and that was so cool to see. I'm like, man, I'm hoping the best for him because his talent is through the roof, but he understands what a lot of local artists do not. I'm gonna throw this out, please. Local artists. Nobody in the world has ever paid money to go hear any entertainer. And please hear me out when I say this. As a sound man, no one has ever paid to go hear Luther, Janet, Cardi, none of them. Why? Because when you go to a live performance, the audio sucks. Okay? Let's throw that out. So if the audio sucks, what are they there for? to see you. So if you're only standing on stage with 35 friends of yours, with a 40 in your hand on a blunt, and you are not even singing the music, your visual sucks. I wish I could explain that to people. Rick figured it out.
Jay-Z get away with that though, brother. Jay-Z be on stage like
no. But he
Barack Obama.
but understand, Jay-Z knows how to command the crowd.
He got 20 years of it. He got. Wait a minute. When the crowd is singing every word with you, I don't have to work.
That's the power.
But these young cats are upset that the crowd ain't singing with them.
We don't know the song.
We don't know
exactly.
Right, and you making it up as you go.
I seen the dude sing only his ad libs over a track. It wasn't even a TV. Like, man, all right. So we all been on stage. You be on stage. You the sound man. You a singer. What do cats need to start doing with their live shows, bruh?
Okay.
I'm gonna say first.
Okay, go ahead.
Make
Go
a
ahead.
TV track. It's called a TV track. That's when you take the main vocals off the song. You leave the hook.
Tell them what to do. Please.
You leave the hook. And you leave your backgrounds. What's something else we can help them with?
Man, stop getting up there with all your cats, man, your friends.
Leave them in the audience to sing your track.
Crazy.
It's not,
Have them sing.
It's not a show. Right. And that just comes. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not just speaking for. Like,
I can tell you what you were describing. And again, local cat contracts. Contracts was with me at the Avenue one night. We watching these cats perform, and I'm laughing. And he was like, "I get it." I'm like, "You get it?" He said, "Yeah." Do you know what they doing? I said, "No," because he was singing every other word of his track. He said, "Man, in his mind, he making a music video." And I said, "Wait, what?" He said, "Stop and look at it." And I looked. So he's up here, right? And he's looking in the camera because his boy got it.
Exactly.
And he's like, and I'm like, "But you live." He said, "Not in his mind. In his mind,
he's shooting a video.
He's shooting a music video." And when you look at it like that, they got 50,000 people on stage. It's a music video. This is what they've seen all their life. So they're imitating what they've seen. But if somebody ever wants to take them aside and say, "This is not a real performer," because when Gucci comes on the stage, we clear the stage. His entourage is off stage. It's him. Now, if you are a little narcissistic and you are an entertainer, why would you want 50,000 people on stage with you?
50,000 distractions.
Right. And wait, we got 4 to 5 different mics, and because they're your boys, they know all the tracks. They know the words.
Everything. Like, now they doing all your ad libs and making up some. Like,
Right.
And you got the ones that want to take over your show.
Exactly. Man. So be narcissistic and just tell all your boys, look, get out in the audience, pump up the crowd for me, and support me while I'm performing.
But see, here's the problem. They don't know how to perform.
Because
that's right.
Because it got lost
Like
a decade ago.
No, it got lost long before that. All right. So I'm glad
you're right. You really are.
Because I had a conversation with him, and I want to see if you agree.
Okay.
I'm one of those people where my passion for music is deep. It's not just me playing drums. Like I like to know my history and where certain sounds and where things come from and all that. So I do my research. And people ask me all the time, like, Cincinnati, why do you want Cincinnati music to be hot and da da da? I'm like, well, for one, we have a rich musical heritage here in this city, whether people know it or not. It's very rich. Now here's my problem.
Okay.
If you want to go back to 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, all the music that came out of Cincinnati, all the music that came out of King's Records, all the music that
we on Spring Grove right now.
Yeah, all the artists that left here, Bootsy, Isley Brothers. Like a lot of people don't know the Isley Brothers grew up in Lake Heights.
I got one better than that. A lot of people don't know Jimi Hendrix played with the Isley Brothers.
Sure did.
The twist was made on Redding Road.
On Redding Road.
It was written on Redding Road.
Swear to God.
Yeah.
Like and
people don't know our history.
And you know what I'm saying? Like even like the Dale, Midnight Star, like keep going down. All these people, all this music. After that time period, there's like a blackout. What happened after that time period? Why was the gate closed for Cincinnati music and Cincinnati artists? That's what I feel like. Because how were we because whether people want to give us our credit or not, that 80s, that late 70s, early 80s funk that was hard, that was gritty, that everybody loved, that came from here.
Definitely.
Lakeside, Slave, Zap, like all the we can name them all.
Ohio players.
Yeah, like we can name them all.
And if you say Ohio in general, we were talking about this before you guys got here. Entertainment wouldn't be entertainment if it wasn't for Ohio.
Period.
Because people don't realize we're talking about. Let's kick out the OJs.
Yep.
Arsenio.
Yep.
Isley Brothers.
Like you said, Lakeside.
Midnight
Star.
Zap.
But watch this. Halle Berry,
Yep.
she's gone. Tracy Chapman, she gone. Soon as you say Ohio. But then wait, let's go in a different direction. Watch this. Doris Day, she never existed. Rosemary Clooney, she didn't exist. First man to become a billionaire in entertainment was Andy Williams, fresh out of Price Hill. He wouldn't exist.
Jesus.
This goes on and on. This is wait, but we can keep it moving. When Cab Calloway hung out here in Cincinnati, he wouldn't have done that. When
James Brown
hung out, James Brown, Bootsy. Okay, wait, watch. If James Brown didn't have succeeded, then he would have never hooked up with Bootsy, who would have gave us what George Clinton was doing. He would have never been able to tell Michael, try it like this. Prince would have never imitated. So
it's a trail.
What are we talking about?
It's a trail of
stuff. Okay.
It's a trail.
So how do you get back to that? We always had these conversations like, why don't artists from Cincinnati make it?
But see, that goes back to like I was just saying. It's this blackout after that time period.
Yeah.
Where I feel like the doors were closed.
Who you think closed the doors?
That's what I want to know.
Corporate.
One of our biggest assets left, like L.A. Reid, bruh.
No, it was bigger.
It was before him.
It was bigger than LA.
It's bigger than that.
It was corporate American money.
You think so? But
yes,
why?
Because in Cincinnati, I'm about to step on the toes. Okay. In Cincinnati, if corporate doesn't agree with you, if the big money, the old money, Cincinnati, who has more millionaires? New York, Los Angeles, Miami, Chicago, Dallas, Cincinnati. Shouldn't even be on the list. Cincinnati shouldn't even be on the list. Though Cincinnati is probably the highest. No, we have the most millionaires per capita.
They come here to lay back.
Any of those others? No, sir. They don't come here to lay back. It's already here. Okay. The money I'm talking about is your P&G money, your GE money, your Cincinnati Millicron, your Macy's, your 90% of the world's shoes was made by U.S. Shoe.
We got a lot of headquarters.
Headquartered right here. Jump on a plane today and tell me GE ain't got nothing to do with it.
Pure romance.
Pure romance.
While you're out there getting yourself together. Making yourself vibrate.
You know I have to speak up for pure romance because it's in my world. It's in my wheelhouse. And so, but if corporate America, we've done some really shady things in Cincinnati. You know, Cincinnati was set to be the next Renaissance, similar to the Harlem Renaissance.
Yes.
Right.
And what did we do? We ran 75 right through the heart of Cincinnati and said, no, let's displace these people. And it broke up a lot. We made a few people wealthy, which works perfect for the crabs in the barrel scenario, because a few clawed out, and the rest is like, no, pull them back. We need to be right here. And so what created that void is it was easier for me to jump in my car and go to Atlanta and have an opportunity to perform versus spending the money to create amphitheaters here in Cincinnati. Name a great amphitheater in Cincinnati, a great one. Go ahead, I'll wait. That's my point. Go to New York, they got amphitheaters. They want people to perform. Go to Atlanta, they want people to perform.
We getting back to that here, though.
Slowly,
the performance part. You don't think so?
Okay.
What?
Cincinnati won't do it because that's our legacy.
To be what? Losers?
No, not losers. Slow. We and there's some other words I could use instead of slow. But Mark Twain said, "The world comes to an end. I want to be in Cincinnati when it happens." They won't know for 10 years. Mark Twain. That was what, turn of the century, the 1900s? So here we are in 2022, and we still saying, man, I would want to be in Cincinnati when the world comes to an end because we won't know.
So we're going to round it out with it. So do we have any chance of making it pop, you think?
Yes, because life has a way. It makes a way. And the music industry here is still hot.
It sure is.
Some of these cats, man.
This is definitely a training ground.
At my age, I'm seeing.
Sure.
I get the
We got some of
advantage
the coldest.
of. Oh man, we got the Kobe's. Now here's the problem: we got Kobe's, we got some Shaqs, but we don't have owners.
Yeah,
That's what we need.
We need some executives.
He said he wants to take it back to like Motown. Oh my God. I'm talking to the rest of the world. If there's a millionaire who wants to be a billionaire, bring a couple dollars here and tap into the talent in Cincinnati. But come like you got to come like Joe Jackson, which why we don't have a Joe Jackson story yet, I don't get it. He took 9 kids, himself and his
made
wife,
them
from Gary, Indiana
superstars.
to the top of the world.
Yeah, you already beating your kids anyway. You might as well
Okay?
put some talent in them.
We don't have a Barry Gordy to say this is how the business is ran.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we have here is all the flour, all the sugar, all the eggs, everything
oven.
you need to bake a great cake. We need a baker.
Yeah.
And so the problem is, it's sad because anytime we get somebody who goes through the ranks of becoming a baker, they go to another city and bake.
What I just
They leave here because
I just
the
told
oven
you.
ain't right here.
said that.
It's hot, but it ain't right. A hot oven ain't necessarily the right oven.
Yeah.
The material
speaking.
is here. The knowledge of how to take it
Speaking.
from
That's
A to Z.
It's
My
not.
son came to me. Picture this. My son comes to me. He says, Dad, I want to get into the music industry. You know, my heart just sank. Like, oh, Jesus, okay. But his talent is obvious. He's been selling beats since he was 10. And he said, you know, I want to go to school and I want to get, you know, some. I'm like, no, don't make that mistake. I made it. It didn't work for me.
Going to school.
Okay, he's going, no, what he was wanted to go to school for. I went to school for audio production at Southern Ohio, and I learned a lot of what I do today, I learned back then.
Yeah.
What I didn't learn was marketing.
That's it. We got hella product.
That's what I didn't learn.
Yeah.
So let me put it in perspective. Somebody somewhere one time was sitting at home and was like, well, I don't know what we call it. Well, I take some potatoes and I mash them right, and I run them through this little thing, and then I fry them, and then everybody likes them. Put a little salt on them, they taste good. What do you call it? I don't. Took it to a friend of his. He worked at P&G. They took the same recipe, put it in a can, and called them Pringles. And we went crazy. But somebody made that before P&G made it. What did P&G do? They got it to the rest of the world. So every one of us probably got some Pringles on their hard drive right now.
Definitely.
But how do we get it to the next tier? That's what we're missing here in Cincinnati, which they do have in New York, which they do have, because my next door neighbor is probably a multimillionaire. Very possible. I had a good friend who drove a truck from Mason. His next door neighbor is constantly on TV telling me, we'll save you a lot of money. And I'm like, wow, that's a multimillionaire living next door to a truck driver. How does that work? In Cincinnati, that's normal. Drive down Fifth Avenue, look left or right, any house you see, that's a millionaire. That's New York. They know where their money is. We don't. I don't know who to go to tell me how to take my great music and take it to the next tier. We need a Barry Gordy.
Yeah.
Any millionaire that comes here that sets up shop, a Diddy is not a musician. Diddy doesn't know anything about playing a guitar. What he did know was marketing. What he did know was business. He knew good music when he heard it.
Yeah.
So he took good music, put it with some great rappers, and bam, just slammed it out there. He turned it into a drug. Now, we all know how to sell weed. We all know how to sell this, that, and the other. Weed dealers, please, I'm not trying to be funny, but a weed dealer is doing everything that they do in corporate America. Buy low, sell high, got to watch your product, make sure you got repeat customers. That's sales.
Yeah.
One is legal, one is illegal. KRS-One taught us that back in 1988. This is what's missing. It's the business. And again, why don't we have a business here? Because there's so many business here, there's so many corporate American businesses here that just don't want the competition. So when you start talking about building a new business in Cincinnati, oh man, it gets rough.
So
Whereas you take that same talent, and this is true. I'm gonna show you how twisted Cincinnati is. Have you ever played in Dayton? Middletown, Columbus.
Yeah.
What was the love like?
It's all love.
Oh man,
I get love everywhere else except
except.
But that's what a lot of people say.
What
They
is
get the
wrong
most
with it?
love away from home.
Okay, so then what makes you want to stay here? Wait. So no, wait.
No answers.
This is
Ready?
no. This is
Ready?
confirmation. Like,
Ready?
I just had the same conversation.
So
with
so that answers the question. What created the void? We did. We did it. If we want to fix it, we have to fix it because we created it. The void is, I get love in Middletown, no love in Mount Healthy. What's wrong with that? I get love if I go to Lawrenceburg, okay? Barely outside of Cincinnati. I come back to Cincy, and I'm having to explain to people why I got a showcase.
Why?
What?
right.
Why you
People
doing
won't even call you your stage now. Jerome? You talking about Jerome?
Yeah,
Man,
that
man,
kind.
my cousin. Man,
And it was funny. First time I went up to perform in Dayton, man, people, they met me at the door, gave me a bottle of water, treated me like I was an artist there to perform. I come back to Cincinnati, I got to bring my own water, own mic. I ended up doing sound because I had to bring my own PA. I was like, I might as well charge other people for it.
you might as well just book the venue yourself.
That's what's missing is the business aspect. So if you want to build a Motown anywhere in America, come here.
Yeah, it's
The
different
talent
levels of
is
production, different steps in production.
Ridiculous.
But here's where
You better have deep pockets.
But I feel like before that, this is where the true foundation starts. The city itself we have to find a way to create the spaces and the venues for this type of stuff to happen. There's no real music venues in the city.
True.
There's no venues in the city where you can go and hear some jazz every night or hear some R&B every night. Or
No, you are so
you're not
right.
gonna get
And not every night. You got a showcase or a performance on Saturday, but you won't see that artist again
for about 6 months.
if you're lucky. That's a problem.
You got to be to work in the morning.
There's no right. Okay, please do not get me started. We have. I'm not going to say any names again. We have local radio stations where the premier DJ has a full-time job. How does that work? When other genres of music, their DJs, that's all they do. They work 4 hours a day. And
Some of
they're
the
out promoting
coldest people in the city is dropping off your Amazon packages, bro.
Yes.
Telling you.
Yes, seriously. Or the same one that made your Egg McMuffin this morning
Yep.
is also one of the hottest lyricists. Yeah, and there's something wrong with that. There's something physically wrong with that.
That could be the rap name, Egg McMuffin.
MC McMuffin.
Hey, yeah, man. You already know what you're listening to, man. This is the Nom Talking About Radio Show, NOMTOMBOUT, man. We need you to go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that bell right next to it so you get notifications every time we upload a new episode. Check us out on Instagram, NOMTOMBOUT Radio, NOMTOMBOUT Radio. Again, this episode is sponsored by Type Shrew. I'm talking about, check that out too. Let's go back in this bag. I think we having a real. We got like 15 minutes left.
Okay. The last one hurt us, so I'm afraid.
Nah, we got into it.
Well, this kind of the same question. So,
Okay, I think I know which one it is.
Let me try one more.
Oh man. Okay.
The difference between dating and tricking.
Ooh.
All right.
Wow.
Dating and tricking.
Dating.
Well,
and
first off,
tricking.
that track, that song that used to say, "It ain't tricking if you can afford it." Yes, it is. Okay.
Still tricky. You just got the money.
If you paying for it, bro.
You just got it.
If you paying for it, something wrong with your spit. Something wrong with your game. And if you got all the money in the world and that's the only reason you got girls around you, something wrong with your game.
I'd rather trick.
Oh, no.
I would rather trick because I don't be having the patience to deal with a chick's mouth all the time.
Well, then wait. That depends on what you want. What you want. If that's what you, okay, let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. There's dating. That means you trying to develop and build something. And then there's sex. That's so if we paying for sex, then call it what it is.
I won't even say paying for. Sometimes I just be like, I feel like being nice, and I take a chick somewhere. But it's like, after a while in my head, I just be like, oh, she talking again. Like my dream woman is Helen Keller.
She blind and deaf?
Bro, if she would have been like a quadriplegic, she would have been my perfect dream chick.
What is wrong with you, man?
Bro, you don't never be listening to chicks talking. You just be like, damn, this is crazy.
Okay, but wait.
Yeah.
Can I keep it 100 with you?
Definitely.
I got 25 years in the game, married. So I have to say, no, I disagree with that. You just kind of like when I hear chicks say, ain't no good men out here. No, sweetheart. Ain't no good men in the world that you in. What is it about yourself that keeps attracting no good men? That's a self-esteem issue. So when you, here's the problem I think with most people who are dating. Most people who are dating don't attack it like what it is. If your goal is to build, then you need to be politicking and building. If your goal is to just be socializing, well, that's cool. But know your goal. So I think what happens a lot of times is nobody ever sits down and say, sweetheart, I want to get married in like the next 4 years. This is date one. Is that an option for you? And if she says, oh God, no, then why we done? It was nice. I'm gonna go ahead and pay for these drinks. You can leave anytime you want. I don't want you to feel like I'm making you leave, but because that's my goal. People don't want to use that as communication. They don't want to talk about what it is they want. So, and it's kind of rough. Sit a girl down first date and say something like that. See if she don't get up and run. Most females
this time
today's,
period.
yeah.
Oh yeah, she's out of
She
here.
go.
ASAP.
She
They
go.
don't. Yeah, because you know what?
Marriage is not valued
I'm
these days.
about to be 6 years in marriage. You know what I'm
Really?
saying? Yes, I'm about to be 6 years and come up in May.
Congratulations,
And,
because
I had a tough year on 2019. I had a tough year, so it's like I know how that is, and it's today women. It's just we actually had this whole conversation of what like
they
2 days
dudes.
ago. They literally have they want to be a guy for some reason because they think, oh, since guys did this and this to this to certain females, they want to try to critique and get in our mind and try to be like us. But at the end of the day, you still cannot be a guy.
They don't want to be dudes. It's an evolution. Do you know that the older a woman gets in life, if she's not with a man, she starts to create more testosterone, which is a man hormone, just from the lack of having a man there. It's like her genetics start to try to make up for the imbalance. Like,
then why aren't men doing that?
it's a lot of dudes running around with their fingers painted in skinny draws.
Yeah,
Like the roles is
weird out
being,
here. The
it's
roles
an
are being
evolution.
reversed.
The
The roles are being
dudes,
reversed.
women are the dudes from the 90s and men are the dudes from the 90s. Remember back in the 90s, if a girl liked you, she played wife to you.
Yep.
She would cater to you.
Yep.
Dudes believe in love more now than females do.
You go.
But you gotta think about. I ain't gonna lie. It starts with in house. It
It
starts
does.
how you raise.
If you never see love,
Women was like single women was raising a child to be like, you don't need a guy. You don't. This is how you raise. You don't need that. Flat out. So it's like my generation of women, they growing up like, I don't need you. But technically you still do.
you still
Even
need
though
balance.
you got your heart broken, all that whoop-de-whoop, and you try to think about, like, I don't need a guy. But then in the day, you still do. You just haven't met the guy for you. But you're not letting
and now
that,
your mind is so close to it that even if you
You're not
did
gonna meet
him,
the guy for you
you're not
because
because you
you
got that
don't-
wall
But
up.
watch this. Back in the day, now like I said, I've been married. It'll be 25 on July 4th. I got married on 4th of July because I thought it was interesting to lose my independence on Independence Day. You see what I'm saying? So that and the whole country,
That's hard.
reminds me of my anniversary. I never forget, and we always got ribs on the grill.
That's
Right?
good.
So fireworks and ribs. Okay, but with that being said, back in the day, I remember I dated this girl, and her mom and dad was divorced. She was divorced. Her brother was divorced, and the cousin that we used to hang out with of hers was also divorced. Now, the brother and cousin had got remarried, but I'm like, so tell me, have you ever seen it work? And it didn't work. So her and I split up because I had seen it work. My parents was together for 45 years. I saw it work. I think that's a big part of it. If you've never seen a relationship work, and a relationship isn't, baby, I brought you roses. Ooh, I'm gonna give you here tonight. It ain't that. It's, I brought you roses. Yes, we had great sex last night. It also is, who didn't do the dishes? are these your socks on the floor? There's a lot more to it. And Hollywood ain't showing that to us.
Not at all.
I mean, seriously, as great as the Huxtables were, did we ever really, really see them fight? Fight?
Bill
'Cause I've
Cosby got kind of combative when she didn't let him have them sandwiches.
That was over
That was
food.
the
He was
most.
hungry.
That was the
That's
most you
completely
seen.
different.
That was the
When you
most you
hungry,
seen.
you know.
That was the most you seen.
Right. But I mean, seriously, Hollywood won't show you some things. Like,
Problem resolution.
that part of a relationship that's not fun.
The actual building.
The part of a relationship that is the part that you remember at the end. You know, I mean, you guys don't know, but I had some health issues last year that really, there's no way you can go through what I went through and come out the same person on the other side. And so you start looking at things differently. And one of the things I looked at is nobody will ever be on their deathbed and be like, man, baby, remember that time we got into the big fight, we almost broke up? You don't remember that. You don't want to talk about it. But it was because we went through that she's there on your deathbed. You know what I'm saying? The easy part was, you remember the day we walked down the aisle? That's easy. Remember the day we had our first son? That's easy. Remember when I got laid off?
Challenging.
Yeah.
Remember when I got laid off
Challenges.
and we had to cut back and we could only turn the light on from 3 to 4:30 because the bill would be too high if we rent? That's
That's some real.
real. That's when we don't see that on television enough. On the flip side, what we do see on TV, we emulate.
And that's why you don't see it on TV.
So wait, watch this. So tell me, what couple are we seeing on TV today?
Cardi B and Offset,
Okay.
Jay-Z and Beyonce, kind of, they hide their good parts, though, like the learning lessons. Mm-hmm. You don't really see too many relationships.
Right.
You see sex,
And
you see
wait.
sex exchanges.
But the relationships you do see, they ain't set up right.
Right. Okay.
Case in
VH1.
point, no. Case in point, D Wade and Gabrielle Union.
Oh, man.
Lord, that's a relationship we should be talking about.
Or wait.
And what's wrong with their relationship,
No,
bro?
no,
Sometimes
no.
you gotta let your girl be the big spoon when y'all spooning.
Okay. See, you know, sometimes, man.
You know she run that relationship, boy. She get this nigga a prostate exam every night.
Wow. Yeah.
Oh, man.
But like,
I regret saying it.
I was watching the TV show The Amazing Race, and there's for this season there's a black couple on there, and dude, man, I was like, wow, they're gonna be in divorce court real soon, and like every time they're trying to run, he's on her like, come on, we can do it. Why are you being lazy? I'm like, wow, if you do it now, I know if I'm on TV with my wife, you're gonna see my best behavior. If that's his best, Lord Jesus, okay? But that's what we're seeing. We're not seeing people like
Love each other.
yeah. You know what I mean? So
Love,
empathetic.
Love doesn't exist
Yeah,
anymore.
love doesn't exist.
What does that mean anymore?
It's
It's
Love-
self-explanatory. Love doesn't exist anymore.
It's
When
just
when you hear a person talk about love these days, it's almost like
lust.
Yeah.
Lust.
Or it's
love
a
have
leverage to take advantage of you. It's like a manipulation word.
No,
No,
I'm gonna say
I love you, so
I
forget
would
about
agree.
everybody I smashed.
But people aren't even. We're so this kind of brings us back full circle to what we talking about with the whole music thing, like the whole quality of Motown and everything. When people was talking about love back then, you felt it.
okay,
You know what I'm saying? When
okay.
you talk about love
Right,
now, it's
right.
almost like I'm only saying I love you because I want to have sex with
I wanna-
you,
I wanna
or
smash.
I'm trying to get that money. Or
Right.
I'm trying to do this. It's almost like
My
I'm
man
saying
said,
it out of courtesy
It's a
rather than
manipulation
really
tactic.
saying it.
my man said, I don't have the money to take you to the movie picture. Take you to fancy restaurants, but I still want to get next to you. That was back in the day. Let a brother say that today. Baby, I ain't got the money to take you to the movies.
You
know
cut
what I'm
off
saying?
right then.
I can't. Hello? Damn. See what I mean?
First of all, women to this day now, they coming in the gate is asking you the main question: how you gonna pay my bills? How you gonna get my nails done?
Yeah, what I mean, I ain't trying to be funny, but didn't Destiny Child start off with, you know, oh, I want to be with you, I'm gonna treat you right to pay my bills?
No, it's actually the other way around.
Was it the other way around? Was it pay my bills and
can,
now
it was first. Can you pay my telephone bill? Can
Yeah.
you do that? And then it went to I'm a cater to you.
So is that what, I mean, is that where we
Because you
are?
pay my telephone bill.
Pay my
But now we're back to the
pay the bills, right?
Yeah.
It amazes me. Like, but on the flip side, this is Randy Jones' personal opinion. Randy Alexander, whoever I am today. It's in the food. Okay. Now we see on a 14-year-old girl who's got 42 double Ds. We see that it's blatant. It's blatant. She ate the chicken that had the hormones in it. The hormones are now. But are we seeing it in our boys?
Yes, effeminate.
Yes,
definitely.
Because watch this? How do I? If I give you a high dose of estrogen, you will not produce children.
They say a lot of the
giving you a
weed.
large dose of estrogen.
They say the weed got a lot of estrogen in it.
Please.
I believe it.
I do not believe
The
that.
street weed that it came from some who you don't know where it came from.
But then that's not weed. That's like saying weed got fentanyl in it. That's not weed. That's fentanyl. If you take weed and put fentanyl in it, that doesn't make it weed. It make it weed laced with fentanyl. So if you got weed with estrogen in it, that's not weed. That's weed laced with estrogen. Real weed does not have estrogen in it like that. But
it's the female plant though that produced it. So kind of.
Yeah, but without the male plant, she wouldn't be able to produce. She wouldn't be produced.
But you're smoking the female.
Not always. It just depends. Not always.
We gotta do some more research.
Right. dig that. But I mean, so I just think what we're seeing is we're seeing so many things, and I see it musically as well, where our traditions hurt somebody's feelings back in the day, and our traditions. Okay, here's an example with just relationships. Watch this. And I'm gonna take this one on the chin with this one. My generation didn't like being reprimanded. We didn't like being disciplined. So we chose not to reprimand or discipline our children, not knowing that the discipline our parents gave us, the problems that our parents made us solve ourselves, is what made us who we are today. Since we took that away from our kids, they don't know really how to deal with simple things. It's kind of like the cartoon Finding Nemo. And dad says, oh, no, I don't want my son to do anything. I want to protect him. She says, well, if you protect him from everything, then what does he ever go through? And that's what we did to our kids. We handicapped our children. I'm seeing kids call their parents like, Mom, I ran out of gas and I don't know what to do. Put some gas in the tank. Okay. Like, you really needed to be told that? You knew in the call, you knew the problem. My parents taught me how to, identify the problem, come up with a solution, run the plan, and then test it. Did it work? Yes. These kids don't know that because mommy and daddy was so quick to jump in. Mommy and daddy didn't want them to be discouraged. Yeah. No swag whatsoever. Okay?
You can love somebody to death.
It was something about walking in with the winning trophy. But now everybody got one. So what the hell is my trophy worth? I used to have to work hard to get one. Now I just show up. And so we see that in so many relationships now where you feel entitled because you're here. What did you do to earn that entitlement? You know what I'm saying? What did you do to earn that respect? And that goes into so many other relationships with the...
There'll be hella entitlement and no accountability.
Like the police. Now, please, let me stipulate, I have great friends and family members that are police officers, and I appreciate the job that they try to do. But the fact is, we have a generation of kids who have no respect for the police and multiple generations of police officers who didn't earn respect and believe their badge means they should be treated a certain way. Mm-hmm. And when these two mash, you're going to get some shootouts.
Yeah.
Well, it's not a real shootout when only one person has a gun. It's just shooting ducks in a barrel. And so we want to change some things, hold people accountable.
Accountability is missing.
Earn some respect. Don't come into the, again, first date. Maybe not first date, but very early in the relationship. I want to get married and have children. Is this your goal? If she says no, then why waste my time? If he says that and she doesn't want it, why waste her time?
Yeah, people not being transparent because they feel like their transparency might mess up their chance of hitting.
Transparency will mess up your chance of hitting, but what you don't understand is
When you hit it, you're gonna be stuck with something you don't even know what it is.
Right, okay? Because, like, ain't nothing worse than making a permanent situation with what should have been temporary. So now you got a baby with a girl you can't stand.
You got a vagina you love attached to a person you hate.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's not it. You might want to put that on a t-shirt.
That's good.
Or on the flip side, a penis can attack. Because,
Yeah,
and then here's the
that's
sad
good.
part, is the kid gets,
You might want to type that one out right now.
the child gets
I say
used
it a
and
lot, though.
abused and manipulated to get back at the other parent. So what did the kid grow up learning how to do?
Manipulate.
All day. So now the kid grows up and all they know how to do is, because they thought this was what love was.
Yeah.
I watched my mama do it.
My mama did this all day long.
And when you
My
see
dad-
your parents do something, you feel like,
it's kind of hard to say this is wrong.
yeah. Yeah. We got to get up out of here, man. We've been rolling for a minute. I think we had some real good conversation
Right on,
today.
right
on. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Say y'all names again. Tell them where they can find the vault. Tell them where they can find your album.
Yeah.
And let's do it like that. Start with you, Jay.
Again, this is Sticks. You can find me on Instagram at Mr. Musical 617, and then you can also find the Vault on Instagram at the Vault 513. Our single just dropped with the homie on it. Put on the show. Make sure y'all go check it out. It is on Spotify and Apple Music, YouTube, all streaming platforms. Go check it out.
Yeah.
I am Randy Alexander. I am the owner-operator of Up Close and Personal Recording Studios. We've been around since '86 and have done a little bit of everything. We have just dropped a couple of different projects. We got one called The Vault with a local singer, Marla B. Songstress Marla. She's down at Prime. You can catch me, UCP Studios at gmail.com. I'm also on Facebook. Her project, The Vault, my new project, or my project, it's not necessarily new, Randomonium, is on all of the sites. Come out, check us out. If you need to get in touch with me, I'm comfortable. Hit me up, 513-702-8703. Always willing to work with anybody. I'm gonna get these fellas' numbers before they leave because it's all about networking. It's a hit and miss game, so you just got to keep getting out there and contacting people. Life is a contact sport.
Yeah.
So there it is.
Hello, I'm Jay Raheem. You can follow me on Instagram at It's J Raheem. You spell that JRHEEM. I am an R&B singer, soul R&B singer, so it's like I'm here with it. So nice to meet everybody.
That's what's up.
Yeah, man. And you already know who I am, man. She got Six, man. If you want to follow me. Yeah. If you want to follow me, man, you can go on Instagram at Blaze6513. That's BLAZESIX513. Make sure you check us out on YouTube. Now I'm talking about radio, NOMTOMBOUT, radio. And you can catch this airing, and every Wednesday you can catch us with a new episode on 91.7 WVXU, FM2. So make sure you check us out there. We need you to subscribe to everything. And this episode, like I said, is sponsored by another one of my companies, Type-ish Clothing. So if you need something, holler at me. If you'd like to be a sponsor on the show, you can also contact us at SixxBiz@gmail.com. That's 6biz@gmail.com. Want to be a sponsor of the show, get your brand, your idea, your event out to the world. We can help you with that. We're reaching like 10,000 listeners a week, so be a part of that. What else did I have to say? It was something else that was kind of important. But we out for right now, man. Check us out. We'll be back next week. Appreciate all my guests coming on. Yeah, and I think that's it, man. I think that's it, man. A little bit of advice before we get up out of here. Always make sure it's a fart first.
See what I mean? See, they got places for people like this, man.
We out, bro.
They do. They got places for people like down on Section Road.